In this bulletin, Federal Labor criticises a slow vaccine rollout after aged care residents test positive for COVID-19. Rescue efforts are underway in Japan after a mass mudslide. And in tennis, Australian Ash Barty through to the next round of Wimbledon. With the latest SBS News, I'm Julia Karkatzel. Federal opposition leader Anthony Albanese says it is unacceptable aged care residents in Sydney have tested positive for COVID-19. The 3 residents at Summit Care Balcombe Hills were fully vaccinated against the virus. 2 of the 3 residents are currently at Westmead Hospital as a precaution, while at least 140 employees remain in isolation. Mr Albanese says it's a failure that unvaccinated workers at the facility infected the residents.
The fact is that the rest of the world is opening up. Australia continues to be locked down in large part, and that's a direct result of the failure of the government on 2 issues: on failing to roll out the vaccine effectively and failing to put in place appropriate, fit-for-purpose quarantine facilities.
New South Wales has recorded 16 new locally acquired cases of COVID-19 in the 24 hours to 8 p.m. last night, 14 of which are linked to previously confirmed cases. There were over 45,000 tests reported, bringing the current cluster to 277 locally acquired cases reported since the 16th of June 2021. New venues of concern include an Asian grocery in Lakemba, a medical practice in Strathfield, and a number of grocery stores and supermarkets in Auburn, Bankstown and Homebush West. New South Wales Deputy Police Commissioner Gary Warboys says additional police have been deployed in these areas.
Yesterday, we deployed 200 additional police into that area and found many people not complying with the public health order, which is really disappointing when the warnings have gone out there in and around shopping areas, close contact areas, areas which we are vulnerable, and people continue to refuse to put on a mask. The message is that if you go outside the public health orders, if you continue to do that, whilst ever those public health orders are in place, the police will take action.
And Queensland has recorded 1 new locally acquired case from over 14,000 tests, with genomic testing revealing the case is the Alpha variant. Health authorities in the state have issued a fresh alert for exposure sites in Brisbane and the state's southeast, just hours after a snap 4-day lockdown came to an end. Chief Health Minister Jeanette Young says the case in the Greek Community Centre is linked to the Portuguese restaurant outbreak.
So there were those 2 new cases overnight, 1 in hotel quarantine and the second in home quarantine, went into home quarantine on the 2nd of July because they was a close contact of the Greek Community Centre. So they've now been admitted to hospital. Then there is another person of interest that I'm just doing further testing on, another close contact from the Greek Community Centre.
Turning to overseas, and search efforts are underway for at least 20 people missing following a mudslide in Japan. At least 2 people have died and hundreds of homes damaged after the mudslide caused by heavy rain hit southwest of Tokyo. Hundreds of firefighters, military troops and Coast Guard ships are working to rescue those trapped or carried away by the mudslide. Turning to sport, an Australian Ash Barty is through to the next round of Wimbledon, winning her 3rd match of the week on the most famous court in tennis. The world number 1 outplayed Czech Katarzyna Siniakova 6-3, 7-5 on Saturday. Barty says she was happy with her performance.
I've been very spoilt so far and enjoying absolutely every second that I've been able to play on centre court, and I think today's match was a little bit better again with the level. I felt like I was able to control more of the match and kind of bring it back to my patterns more often, and I felt like I was able to use my serve effectively today. So overall happy with another solid performance.
And now for a look at tomorrow's weather. In Perth, showers and 17 degrees. In Adelaide, partly cloudy and 14. A shower or 2 and 14 in Melbourne. Much the same in Hobart and 11. Partly cloudy and 12 in Canberra. Partly cloudy and 18 in Wollongong. Much the same and 17 in Sydney. Partly cloudy and 16 in Newcastle. Mostly sunny and 20 in Brisbane. Partly cloudy and 26 in Cairns. Sunny and 30 degrees in Darwin. Julia Karkatzel, SBS News.